Yeah, it's your boy Gruff here, back with another video, and today I got a special video, guys, man. Today we're going to be doing Should You Zenkai, this new blue Piccolo fused with Kami Piccolo, whatever you want to name him. I kind of want to give you guys an in-depth analysis on. If you guys are still wondering, like, hey, I'm thinking about Zenkai this, man. Should I Zenkai him? So I really want to make this video for you guys. So without further ado, let's get on with the video. There is going to be one more showcase that I do for tomorrow's vid, and it's going to be running him on the Super Warriors. So make sure you guys stay tuned for that. And yeah, let's go. So looking at this Piccolo, I was excited. I was excited when he got his Zenkai, but I knew deep down that he wasn't going to be busted, because when you think about the latest Zenkai units, none of them hasn't been like ridiculous in terms of power, right? You got the GT Goku, Blue Gogeta. He's a really good Zenkai. Like they just been more balanced with the Zenkai. So when he got his Zenkai announced, I knew that he wasn't going to be nothing crazy in terms of power. I already knew that, and if you guys did watch my videos when he got announced, I already told you guys that I don't think he's going to be anything busted. Now, if he was a Zenkai like around the time we're 18, like the earlier Zenkais, when they started doing the Zenkais around that time, like last year, this Piccolo would have been busted. But they know that now that Zenkais has ruined the game, so they're making them more balanced, which I knew that was going to be the case with this guy. So looking at his stats, he has some really high stats. His stats is really high. When you look at his blast attack, pretty much 290 on his blast attack, and then both defense is like 187 on both defense, which is really tanky. And then his strikes is pretty bad, 260, but his health is at almost 2.9 million. So he has really high base stats, really good. He carries both blasts, really nice. Let's go to his blue card. His blue card doesn't do the best damage because it's a major multiplier instead of a massive multiplier. It kind of hurts him because his blue card ain't gonna do as much damage compared to a massive multiplier, which kind of hurts. Green card is okay. 10 damage to your allies for 15 time counts. Is okay buff. It's nothing crazy. So pretty just mediocre. So going over here, let's go to his unique abilities. So when he enters the battlefield, he gives enemies plus 35 to blast damage received. I think this is an overlooked ability about him, for sure, because if you're able to switch him out 2 times in a matter of 20 timer counts, the enemy is going to take plus 70% to blast damage received. Now, if you give him support buffs, his blast damage is going to be insane, and that's why a lot of people are saying like, yo, his damage is like ridiculous. And part of the reason is because of this unique ability where he gives the enemies all plus 35 to blast damage. And on a Reason setup, Reason has a lot of units that gives debuffs to taking more damage as well. So say for example, purple DKP has it, yellow DKP has it, LF Piccolo, Majin Buu, Blue 21, all these units has ways of giving units more damage, the enemies more damage. So if you're pairing it up with them and with this guy, those debuffs is going to play an effect of why his blast damage does so much, right? So looking at this one, is facing a new threat, 50 blast damage against androids tag future. It's not a bad one. It's not a bad. I've never been the biggest fan of these type of abilities because, say for example, I'm facing against a Saiyans team. This unique ability does not play effect in it. But I guess androids is cool because androids is a really solid team. You don't really see that much of them, but I feel like if they do get some more buffs on their team, doing extra damage to androids ain't gonna hurt, because 18 is still a really good unit. Then Super 17 is really good. Future Cell, Red Revival Cell is really good. Blue 21 is really good. They have some good android units, right? And then Future is actually a really solid tag still. They have Goku Black, they have Future Gohan, they have Purple Vegeta, they have VB, they have Corrupted Zamasu. So he does a lot of damage to these units. Some of these units are still used to this day, so that's actually pretty dope that he actually has this, because androids and Future are really some solid teams right now. So when he enters the battlefield, he gets 20 key and he comes in with 1 or few cards. This is actually really good because if you're able to play it around with it, you can come in, if you use 1 card and switch with him, he gets 20 key and a new card. Now, I wish that he restored key more, like maybe give him 40 key, because you can't even combo this. Like, say, for example, you come in with 20 key and it's a blast card. A blast card for him costs 29 instead of 20 or 19, right? So he won't be able to use the blast card if, say for example, you use all your key and then you switch in with him and then it's a blast card and he comes in with 20 key. He won't be able to use the card anyways because the blast cost costs more than the key that he restores. So you got to play around with that. You can't really switch him in when it's at the end of a combo. You got to switch him in the beginning because you want to rack up all those blast damage and stuff. So decision to the fight. Fall Offense carry when battle starts, 30 damage inflicted and reduces damage received by 10, which is not bad. This is a mediocre buff. Nothing crazy with his blast, with his damage inflicted buffs, only 30, and they reduce damage by 10. It's something. So he has some ways of tanking, which is, you can't even complain. Main ability, nullifies green, which is one of the biggest things about him. You know, FSK Gohan has something like that. Green Super Saiyan 3, LF has something like that. He has it as well. And it's for 45 timer counts, bro. So basically, if you're facing against green units, bro, he can just nullifies it. He can rise and rust them. He doesn't really care about them for 45 timer counts. And he's also getting extra damage afflicted buffs, which is nice. So just reading his kit, he's okay. He's okay. He's really a one-dimensional unit that just does a ton of blast damage. That's what you kind of really want to pair him up with. So let's compare him to the other region units that he is going to have to compete against, and I just want to give you guys my thoughts. So there's really two other blue region units that's really good. I mean, well, Cell is good, this Cell, but his Z ability sucks on region because he only does blue. The two biggest ones is Blue 21 and Kid Buu. I do not have Kid Buu, but let's dive in on 21. 21 is a different thing. She's different because she plays a different role compared to Blue KAMICCOLO, where she's a support type. So one thing I like about her is that the fact that she just makes everything flow with each other, where like every time you do a combo, she starts off with card draw speed, so she can start farming up her Dragon Balls really quick. And then if you switch out, she gives your allies key 25, and she also gives them damage afflicted buffs as well. But the problem with her is that a lot of her support abilities kind of disperse to different tags. So if you run her on a main region team, most likely they're only going to get plus 50 to key recovery. Some region units are transforming warriors, so they're going to get a -5 to blasters cost. And but really you want to pair her up with all the other 21s, because the other two 21s gets every single thing about, like every single buffs in here. Androids, region, girls, transforming warriors, they all fulfill that, right? But Brilliant Mind is really good because every time she does attacks, she gives debuffs and health restoration down. And right here, when she dies, she also gives death buffs. She heals your allies by 20, nullifies abnormal condition once, and increases Dragon Balls. So she also has value when she dies as well. Battlefield Domination, she gives extra special move damage to androids and then an extra 15 to regen, and then she gets card draw speed for 60 timer counts. So for 60 timer counts, she's really good, and then she kind of falls off a little bit, and that's when you kind of want to kill her off. And main ability, she also gets damage inflicted. She also gets some tankiness as well. And then for permanent, I think, yeah, permanent, and then -30 to sustain damage cut. So that's really good. So it's hard for me to compare which one is better because they use different roles. It depends on your setup. If you really need a support unit, you want to rock Blue 21. If you kind of want a unit that just does a lot more damage, then you want to rock Piccolo, right? So, or you could actually rock them together, where you can have Piccolo ZENKAI buffing the 21, and you can rock two blues on the team as well. Now, in terms of Kid Buu, what I think about him against Kid Buu. Let's go to character list because I don't have Kid Buu. Kid Buu is, I think Kid Buu is the best blue region unit out here. 3-star. I think at 6 stars or higher, I don't think 21 competes against him or Blue KAMICCOLO, because this guy just he's such a slimy dude where you can't catch this man, because you know the green cards, he gets all the whole Vanish gauge up, and he can get his Vanish restored. And if you play him right, you can give, every time 4 timer counts, you're giving the enemy more damage received. He gets key as well. Every time you pop green cards, he gets card draw speed. So he can just chain combos forever. But the problem is he's an LF unit, and it's hard for you to pull a lot of copies. So now the question is, should you ZENKAI Piccolo? I think you should ZENKAI Piccolo if you want to ZENKAI buff Android 21 or Kid Buu. I think that's really the main thing about him. He's not really trying to be used as the core blue region member, like the best one. He's really there to ZENKAI buff Kid Buu to make him a lot stronger, or even Blue 21 to make her a lot stronger. I think that's the biggest thing about this guy. If you don't have Kid Buu or 21 and you're trying to main regen, I think he is the Zenkai that you want, because he's gonna be the strongest blue. If you didn't farm 21's event, or you played the game late, you're trying to main regen, he is gonna be the best one to go. Especially if you didn't even pull Kid Buu as well, he's the strongest blue Zenkai option you have for him, right? So I think his role is more to Zenkai buff the other blue regions than to really be a core member. But he can do the damage. He can be a core member if you need to. Like, he can put in the damage. He can put in the work, but he's just not the best option for the blue region team. Now, also, you got to take in the fact that this guy you can get this guy to Zenkai 2 for free. If you guys do his missions over here, let's go over here. If you guys do his mission right here, right, you can get 2,000 free awakening Z power by completing these missions right here. So basically, you have to do your daily missions for 10 times, and then you got to do those other missions, and you can get him to awaken Zenkai 2 for free. So basically, you can only spend 5k CC to get him to Zenkai 7. Now that's actually kind of different, because instead of 7k, 5k, that's 2k CC chrono crystals that you save right there. So that might give you an option, like maybe that might sway you to Zenkai for 5k CC instead of 7k. So like I said, I think this guy is just okay. He's a decent unit. If you really want him to do a lot of damage, you got to rock him with a lot of support units like the other Piccolos, right? Like kind of like on a team like this, this is the team that I'm maining right now, is this team. He does a lot of damage with this team, but if you rocking a different region setup, he's probably not going to do the damage as you guys seen in that one video. So I think he's okay. I don't think he's the best blue region unit. I think his role is to Zenkai buff Kid Buu and Blue 21. And if you don't have those two, he can still put in the work. So I think he's okay. He's not a must-have Zenkai. He's just kind of like, if you love Kid Buu and you really want him to be even stronger, put this guy on him to Zenkai buff him, and the Kid Buu is gonna do a lot more work. I think he's okay. I think this is a unit that you can skip and don't have to feel regret skipping. So yeah, that's just my take on him. I like Blue Piccolo. I'm gonna make that boy work. I'm gonna rock him, make him as strong as possible. And yeah, man, that's it for this video. Like, comment, subscribe. We've been with Gruff, man, and I'm out. Peace.